Coming up tonight on YCN News, Vermont will hold 2 job fairs for people seeking employment at the Vermont Psychiatric Care Hospital. A talented Vermonter becomes the youngest Olympic skier to win the gold in slalom racing. And the New Hampshire State Senate proposes a bill to mandate that a person protesting outside a women's health care clinic be 25 feet away from the entrance. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Friday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. It's a strong and visible sign that one aspect of Vermont state government is back on track. Today, Mental Health Commissioner Paul Dupre and Human Resources Commissioner Kate Duffy announced the state will hold 2 job fairs for people seeking employment at the Vermont Psychiatric Care Hospital. The destructive impact in August 2011 of Tropical Storm Irene on the state mental hospital in Waterbury ends with a new and better facility in Berlin. Dupre says the state needs the highest caliber of healthcare providers to assist citizens in need of recovery. The new Vermont Psychiatric Care Hospital in Berlin will allow for this level of care. The new hospital is set to open this summer. The job fairs will be held on Monday, February 24th and on Thursday, February 27th at 439 Industrial Lane in Berlin. From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on both days, applicants can meet with hospital employers. About 90 positions will be needed to staff the new hospital in Berlin. It will be a state-of-the-art 25-bed center. From psychiatric trained nurses to mental health specialists and related staff teams, all positions will be filled. First, current, and former state hospital employees will be considered. Due to the flood that closed the former state hospital, some employees lost their jobs, and employees now working at the temporary 8-bed acute care site in Morrisville will be transferred. The state will continue to operate a secure and residential treatment facility in Middlesex, Vermont. This is the kind of story that makes you go, wow. East Burke, Vermont resident Michaela Schifrin won the gold medal today in women's slalom at the Olympic Games in Sochi, Russia. The win makes her the youngest female or male Olympic skier to win a gold in slalom racing. As the Team Skiing and Snowboard Association notes on its webpage, Schifrin made her World Cup debut at age 15. She started skiing as a child down her family's driveway. The Olympic Games continue with closing ceremonies set for February 23rd. Just as a New Hampshire Republican state senator is pushing for a hike in the gasoline tax to pay for crumbling roads, so is the White House looking at fuel-related issues. This week nationally, President Barack Obama directed the Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Transportation to set new fuel efficiency standards for heavy-duty trucks. In a press release, the White House says heavy-duty trucks, the same type of trucks seen along New Hampshire roads, make up 4% of all vehicles on America's highways, yet cause 20% of all pollution and fuel consumption. The trucking industry moves about 70% of all domestic freight, truly a key mover of the nation's economy. The Concord Monitor reports Republican Senator Jim Roush of Derry told speakers in Concord on Tuesday that truckers must pay their fair share to repair roads. Trucks in New Hampshire can carry up to 24,000 pounds of freight. A 2005 state bill made that possible. Roush says if the trucking industry is to grow, it needs to pay more in gasoline taxes to keep the roads trucks travel on passable. For truckers, Roush's proposal, combined with new federal standards, mean the transportation industry has a lot of problems to solve, both in Concord and now Washington, D.C. Roush told the Senate Ways and Means Committee that the increase in state fuel tax is not a tax, rather it's a user fee. However, Senate President Republican Chuck Morse of Salem is against colleague Roush's proposal. Locally, Republican Senator Bob Odell of Lempster says he may consider a one-time gasoline tax hike. When YCN News returns, we'll hear about the bill proposed by New Hampshire Senate to mandate a buffer zone for protesters at women's health clinics, and the swearing-in today of New Hampshire's first woman federal district court judge.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
For fun, food, fashion, and après entertainment, the new experience at Stratton Village is part of a $7 million investment. Outfit your adventure with the latest from Burton, The North Face, Dashing Bear, or First Run. Fuel your days and nights with great food and drink from Fire Tower Restaurant and Tavern, Stratton Mountain Market and Deli, Mulligan's, or the Sushi Bar. Make any occasion special with a visit to Von Bargain's Fine Jewelry, pampering at the Stratton Day Spa. Make our home yours and see yourself slopeside. Welcome to Stratton Village.
Hi, this is Anita from Brattleboro Mobile at Exit 3. The store now offers more products you can pick up when you're on the go. Green Mountain Coffee, drinks and snacks, beer and wine, and hopefully your next winning lottery ticket. Also, Brattleboro Mobile has added diesel fuel to go along with the 3 different grades of superior mobile gasoline. And remember, we have a courteous staff, a brand new look, and a convenient location, all at Brattleboro Mobile. See you soon.
Brattleboro Mobile on the roundabout at Exit 3.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. At the New Hampshire State Senate, a hot-button issue around women's health care and a buffer zone to protect women seeking all manner of gynecological care is brewing. The Senate is proposing a bill that would mandate a person protesting loudly or silently outside a women's health care clinic be 25 feet away from the center's entranceway. New Hampshire Public Radio reports 4 GOP senators, Jeb Bradley, Bob Odell, Nancy Stiles, and John Reagan, agreed with the Senate's Healthcare Committee Democratic members. Senate Bill 319, sponsored Donna Soucy, a Manchester Democrat, says the bill offers the right balance between public safety, privacy, and free speech. Yet Republican Senator Sharon Carson of Londonderry disagrees. Carson says protesters have a right to be on a public sidewalk near a clinic's entrance. Senate Bill 319 may pass at the House at a later date. Even so, it remains to be seen what happens at the nation's highest court. The Supreme Court is reviewing a similar buffer zone bill passed several years ago by the Massachusetts legislature. Massachusetts lawmakers approved a 35-foot buffer at women's health and abortion clinics. The Bay State enacted this buffer zone following a 1995 shooting at a health clinic that killed several employees. In other New Hampshire news, U.S. Senator Jeanne Shaheen spoke in Concord today at the swearing-in of the state's first woman federal district court judge. Judge Landia McCaffrey was officially sworn in today at a 2 p.m. ceremony. Shaheen recommended McCaffrey's nomination to the federal bench last summer.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
For more than a century, families have counted on the knowledgeable, caring people at the Visiting Nurse and Hospice of Vermont and New Hampshire during difficult times. When we're dealing with critical illness, coping with the limitations of aging, or recuperating from major surgery, we all want to be in the comfort of our own home. The Visiting Nurse and Hospice of Vermont and New Hampshire. People heal better at home. Let us help.
The good folks at H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oils want you to know that their philosophy is simple. Wow them with our service. Their EPA-certified technicians are ready to tackle your heating, cooling, or water conditioning system problem 24 hours a day. They take pride in having provided local customers with peace of mind for over 2/3 of a century.
Wow them with service. It's the H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oils way of doing business.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local high school sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tomorrow will be sunny with highs in the mid-40s and a low of 24 degrees. Sunday will have a high of 38 with lows in the teens. Monday temperatures will drop to bring highs in the 20s and lows down to 8 degrees. Tuesday temperatures will reach up to 25 degrees and down to lows in the single digits. Wednesday we're expecting the snow to come back, so don't put up your snowshoes just yet. Highs will be in the 20s with a low of 3 degrees. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, head over to Brattleboro, Vermont for the annual Grafton Cheese Fishing Derby tomorrow, located across from the Grafton store. Registration is at 5 a.m. and the event will last from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. with prizes for kids and cash prizes for adults. And now let's look at the results from yesterday's boys basketball games. It was a huge victory for Mascoma last night after they fought it out with Winnisquam. Mascoma defeated them 67-64. The Mascoma Royals now improved to 11 wins and 7 losses. Also last night, the Newport Tigers met their match with Sunapee defeating them 61-60, in which the game was sealed with 3 3-pointers from Sunapee in the last minute of the game. A few weeks ago, Sunapee thwarted the Tigers' winning streak.